That's how we know we're going to do it.
What up, POPcast world?
Mamela Bafetu, it's episode 6, part 1. And let's get straight into it. The first things I want to talk about on my side is...
Damn, you going in hard. How you doing, Scoop? All right.
I'm all right. I'm very well. But can we handle this work?
Yeah.
Sure, we can talk about how I'm doing later?
Yeah.
All right, sure. So, activation for pop bottles at Mocha Cafe. It was my first time there. I was really impressed by a DJ called DJ Vino. You were there with
Vino
me.
with the heat.
It was really nice. I just feel like I needed to use this platform to shout him out. And then after that, ended up at House of Vans. I went in at Uncle Party Time Set, who I haven't seen since he shot his first episode for this podcast.
Where you at, Party Time?
You know, and
He was actually supposed to be part of this.
Exactly. He was part of our first ep, and then what disappeared? English. What disappeared? But I saw him yesterday, and I was like, yo, his set was live. Shout outs to him. Another thing I want to talk about at House of Vans is Ricky has been performing the same set for maybe 2 years now. On one side, it's like, as a music lover, I would love him to release more material. On the other side, every time I hear the set, and even when he came on, people just swarmed to the stage, and half of these people were at Cotton Fest. Half of these people have already seen him before, but he still demands their attention. The material he dropped is that classic. That shelf life of the material is that great. My nigga, it's timeless, it's evergreen. So as a hip-hop lover, and also not the best, Malum Kuket by far I think is better, but Ricky does have top 3 live sets in this country. Yeah, so I'm torn as a hip-hop fan, and that's just human. One, I'm like, but dude, give us something more. And on the other side, I'm like, shit, but this means you gave us so much dopeness in your first time.
I love how our topics interlink. Because what I want to speak about today is...
I wasn't done though.
Sorry.
House of Vans and Ricky. Then lastly, Dog, I was there at your set. And I was having so much fun rapping everything back, hence the voice. And I asked someone, who's playing? Because I was way at the back and it was like a Speedsta. So I just wanted to shout you out as well, you know. Very, very lovely night. And that's that.
Thank you.
Well done.
I was saying our conversations interlink because what I want to speak about today, which is something we spoke about on my radio show last night, by the time you guys see it, it would have been past, is people who deserve a big break. You know, people who have really been putting in the work for so many years, and maybe the industry or whatever is not making them become big, you know, needs to go away. Like how do we get those people big? I mean, I mentioned Dream Team. I was like, I feel like Dream Team didn't have a fair chance in the industry. You know what I mean? Like, I'd love to see them blossom. They stars. Like, whether you like it or not, they stars. You know, I'd love to see them do so much more. You know, and I wanted to know from you guys. Do you guys feel like there's people who deserve breaks? Because I could go on and on. You know, I feel like Frank needs a big break. I feel like Gemini needs his big break. I feel like so many people need that big break where you literally go from being a B-list to an A-list.
Yeah.
Can I talk?
Sure.
Because people have been complaining, I don't give me time to talk, actually. so, okay, the people I think, and I've always, for the longest of time, I've always been like, yo, I like them and like what you do, is the Cap City Boys.
Yes.
So when you mention Blacklist, Envy,
P.O.
all that movement, right, for me, and you know they're spitters, they do whatever they can, but it's like, it's not coming through. So those are my people, I think, on my side, who I think they deserve a big break.
What is it, though?
I think maybe it's the appeal, it's the music, it's the content as well, right? I think so as well. Maybe
so the consumer doesn't...
maybe they are actually for a niche crowd. Maybe they're like, we've got our own cow following and we cater to them, and that's it.
I think there's different aspects that kind of play to that as well with regards to how big their brands can kind of span. One is obviously, like you're mentioning, the type of music that they make, maybe the content, the people that they're trying to appeal to. Over and above that, I also think very imperative is also the teams that they have behind them, because your team can also kind of get you over that next hurdle that you might not be able to get over by yourself. I've also kind of like taken some time to kind of gauge a little bit. Most of the A-list artists that we have are also signed to majors. I'm not saying it's a necessity, but you find like big teams or big labels like that also kind of help boost with regards to radio play, when it comes to TV play, when it comes to
performances.
big performances. Performance you can't actually blame it on the label because that's all on the artist. Because you can still have somebody signed to a label and have bad stage presence. Do you know what I mean? But I just think from like they have their PR support where they kind of hound you. Like sometimes I also get hounded by them, like interview this person this week, and I'm like, maybe I don't want to, but now they're like down my throat, like, okay, this has to happen. So those things kind of play a part, and I'm with you with that because sometimes I'll also like look at certain artists and I'm like, whoa, man, why is this person not leaping over?
Yeah.
Someone like Solo that I worked on my last single, I was like, yo, this guy he put so much work and effort into
There's a song he did with Big Star and they didn't Vinag, and it's so cool. Like what they speak about something like it's so easy, you know?
Yes,
like,
and
it's a really
Solo learned how to play the bass guitar to enhance his performance, to enhance his production, to make himself a better artist. And it's like, okay, but how is it going to carry through? And maybe it's us as South Africans trying to hold back and say, hey, we're only going to pay attention to these 5.
Yeah,
and then we'll
that's
go
why
on
you'll
to
get the same Ricky set. Because all the brands will book him, all the gigs will book him because, like you said, he's a good performer, but the set is still the same, you know?
But on that, just to kind of defend the brother, he is working on new music. I was actually speaking to him. And I'm quite keen, I'm happy that he said he's working on the next album because I remember interviewing him after he dropped Family Values. And he's like, after this album, I'm retiring. I was like, what do you mean you want to retire? You just came out. We want more from you. So I'm just happy to report that the next album is on its way. So I'm excited.
Nice. I'm excited for that as well.
Yeah, for sure. I wanted to add on what you were saying. I'm not clear. So when you're saying big break, are you saying big break from corporates?
Not even just corporate, just from where, again, where you go from being a B-list to an A-list. Because if we're honest, we maybe have a handful of A-lists which have been A-listers for the past 10 years.
So you want them to move out and bring in the new?
Like when do we go through that transition? That you know what I mean?
I think a part of it is content.
Definitely.
Another part of it, for me, I equate that big break to brands, to be honest, because without them, nothing everybody's on the same level.
You can't sell.
You understand?
And their branding, Scoop.
It's a tough one, man.
I think the branding is important.
The branding is important. Noni had a good point with the
definitely.
team. Even sometimes with me, and a lot of times as an artist, if you can't take yourself away from your vision and take yourself out of your comfort zone and be told, no, now stop wearing jeans and loose tracksuits, start wearing suits. You know, there's things that you need to do to take you can't have old methods and demand new positions. Do you know what I mean? And a lot of these dudes, they're really uncomfortable with going out and changing, you know? And they still going at it on the same path. And it's like, my nigga, you have to do something to change.
I think in conclusion, what I want to say is try get your music on radio. It's still the biggest medium we have. I know the internet is big, I know whatever, but get your music on radio because the CEO that sits in the boardroom upstairs, the corporate you mentioned, is listening to the radio, you know? It's a very important medium. Try get your music on the radio, guys.
And does A-list mean, because I would prefer, I can be cool with someone making money, taking care of themselves and their family, and not being A-list.
Definitely.
Do you know what I'm saying? It's happening with other music genres. It seems like it's only hip-hop where you have to hog the shine to be able to be successful and rich.
That's hip-hop, unfortunately.
So here's another thing, right?
It's not gospel. It's
cut to me again.
It's hip-hop, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's...
And someone also raised the point, sorry, VG.
Sorry about that,
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sure.
Sorry.
So I was going to come back to you and say that I don't think it's only radio, right? For me, my thing is we all can't be A-list, guys. Come on. We all can't be A-list. Like, seriously, how many of us are going to be A-list? So you're going to have 20 A-list artists?
We need more. I think we need more because A-list is complacent.
But how big is our industry?
We need to grow it.
Right? So the moment we grow our industry, the more doors will open. But not all of us will be A-list.
I agree.
That's one of
very
those things
true.
we have to know.
that's okay.
Right?
That's very true.
That's
life.
without a doubt.
I
We have to
agree
face
with
it.
you.
We can't have another Drake. You know what I mean? It's one of those like people. What I like, the formula that I've always liked for what J. Cole did, right? J. Cole, when he started out, was it the $1 bill concert or $2 bill?
Or $1.
Yeah, you remember that? He built his following. He came through with them, right? And at the moment where he started to shine, everyone just went to him. So these guys
Like Nipsey as well.
Nipsey as well. So only these guys are going to need to start building shit for themselves.
I love what you said there because I feel like South
That's
Africa, they don't concentrate on fan bases.
No, it's a complainer.
They wanna grab someone else's fan base. They don't grow their own.
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? And to your point, when you talked about growing the industry, there was a thing that we chatted about on the group. Are artists growing the industry? The artists that we have in hip hop right now, are they growing the industry? Is it their responsibility to? I want to find out how you guys think.
I don't think it's a responsibility thing, like, you have to. But I think in terms of when you leave, well, for me personally as a human being, when I leave, I would like to leave something behind.
I think the responsibility, maybe what we're hoping for as artists, is them growing it by virtue of allowing more people in. The pie is big enough for everybody, firstly. So obviously the point of not necessarily hogging the top spots. But at the end of the day, we're all fans of the culture. We all want this thing to exist after us. Yes, we're leaving a legacy, but we're also leaving a legacy by saying, okay, continue what I've left behind. Because then why are we here? What are we doing? You know, why are we bothering if we're not going to have a legacy or continue what we're trying to build? So I think from that perspective, we also need to have a hand in the industry. It might not have to be like everybody's within, like passing the buck or whatever, but some way, form or another, whether you are mentoring one person or whether you are, I don't know, creating a conference for 10 people, whatever you want to do, but just seeing how you can kind of continue it a bit, you know?
Sure.
I think that's kind of what we're trying to get at.
No doubt.
I've had this discussion. I think Fresh is one of the person who's mentioned it one day. It says, if I open up a door for somebody, many doors are going to open up for me, right? So I think definitely it is good. So it's been opened up. I think some guys are opening up, the likes of the Caspers, everyone's. Like they're trying to do little things that are opening up now. The younger generation will try to open up through
What
the
has
corporate.
Casper done? I'm clueless.
Well, no. Well, in terms of...
Well, when he started
in terms
Family
of,
Tree, he brought Gemini,
Yeah,
he
I
brought
feel you.
Tempo,
well,
he
yes,
brought Nadia.
right?
Got you.
And now with Casper doing Fill Up, right? Now many kids can say, I can also do that. He's opened up a door.
Okay.
Right? For me, he is growing the industry.
Okay.
That technically for me is growing the industry because now we're not stuck
everyone wants to do
at the
big
clubs,
shows now.
right? Everyone wants to do. So he opened up, right? AKA with the vodka, right? It's one of those things now we should be able to, right? So like Stogama Pumala, you know? It's one of those things they should be able to open up shit for us, you know what I mean? So we definitely, so those guys are doing moves and the industry is being opened up in some sort of way.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know it's off topic.
Sure.
Sway Lee and Drake are making house. What the fuck?
Yeah, they are.
What the fuck?
They are.
Yeah, Africa's the new cool. I mean, everyone's trying to get a bite. Everyone wants a piece. I mean, Beyonce did a whole album with African artists, so...
No, but those guys are making house.
Yes,
Can
but
we-
no,
I
but
just-
Drake has a house song with,
No, but they're
with
not
Black
doing
Coffee.
it properly. Call Black Coffee, call fucking the couple, call fucking Sandizo. I don't
They
know.
have, Drake did have a Black Coffee track on More Life.
Yes.
But the one...
Yeah, but it was house.
It's
This one
Superman.
is
It's
house.
a Superman
Super
kind of
house.
vibe, right?
I know. And I don't like it, obviously, because it doesn't sound
It
good.
just sounds weird.
So one of the things like I didn't like about the Beyonce thing, right, is that, and I think I had this discussion with a big homie of mine, right, is that I
I
think,
wasn't even finished with my discussion of the...
Sorry, I did interrupt
Yeah,
you.
he did. It's
okay, it's fine. Let's
okay.
move over. Let's
I'm
move
sorry
over to
about
this one.
that.
Finish yours. Yeah.
I think giving opportunity to talent in order for you to also use them in propelling you is not opening up the industry. I think opening up the industry is doing something with or for someone that you're not going to benefit from. So I will not take a label guy hiring talent saying he's opening up the industry because he stands to gain from that. Do you get what I'm saying? So one, I don't think our present artists are opening up the industry. Do I think it's their responsibility to? Definitely, for the reasons that you put out, that you leave a legacy behind. And a lot of the artists that are coming up now, where do you think Shane Eagle, the studios or the emails he sent to feature on somebody, the Nasties, it was so difficult for them to get through because their seniors didn't help them. And because the seniors didn't help them, the seniors didn't understand that if you stop a young kid, that young kid, even though he loves you, because those kids only had these guys to look up to. It was it. And when I'm Shane, and AKA tosses me out of a hustle, I go home and I put a board of AKA's face, and every morning when I wake up, I'm throwing darts on that face, going, I'm coming for you. The same thing, do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%.
So why these kids are like this, why these kids, they never had, AKA is the reason why a lot of people were like, shit, this could be successful and I want in. Because after the quiet gap of Double HP, Gatelina JR, Pro Kid with Fish Eagle, the financial commodity space here, hip hop, then got in with AKA and English. Yabo? So there was no one to look up to besides him.
100%.
It was like, shit, this guy's really
And
making
he
it.
did it consistently.
And still is doing it.
Yeah.
Yabo? So Kengoku, when he doesn't have someone who can sit in a chair and he doesn't have to do an interview and go, I gave this person shine. When someone can sit in a chair and go, you guys might not probably know this, but the reason why I'm here is because of so-and-so.
You don't think he gave Younger?
I definitely think he gave Younger a chance.
Yeah.
I definitely think
And
he
I'm
gave
glad,
Younger a chance.
I'm glad Younger's time
but you mentioned him not being able to benefit.
He mustn't be able to benefit from it. Some of the moves that Younger has made
Through himself.
is yeah, and he did, AKA didn't benefit from them.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Some moves.
Some moves, yeah.
But
I'm
we
not
paid
saying all of
attention
them.
because of him. So I think my question comes in with regards to you saying that they shouldn't benefit at all. I'm saying at some point they need to co-sign for people to pay attention and then step back.
Sure.
Do you understand?
Sure.
So at some point there is a benefit happening. You
Cool.
can't necessarily rule that out.
I got you.
But then for them to kind of carry on their shine, that's when, like for instance, like what Ricky did for the likes of Frank Casino. Do you know what I mean? Let him in and then Young step back, or, you know?
That's also, yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
100%. So there has to be a benefit.
At some point.
Sure. Because I don't think an artist will sit there and go, "Zawenza indoor" without me benefiting. You're right. I definitely agree.
It's hip hop, bro.
Yeah, I think it's a tricky position, but I also don't understand why at this stage of the game, our music recording artists, they don't own a studio where young kids can go rent and go record. Like if I'm a top-notch artist right now, Les was the only one that had that. He had that open viability in his house where you can go in and then you can sit back and listen. I'll go party, but at night I'll come back to my crib, I listen to music.
That's the entertainment formula. Tira does that.
You know what I mean? And then I can
Mosquito.
find the new talent that's
Kalawa.
coming in. But now it's like we're not investing the money back into the game. People are taking the money and putting it elsewhere.
I think it could be some people have learned, or it's one of those things that I'm gonna look at it from this way, right? As I could sign up artists and spend a hell of money on them, right? Tomorrow they could say, fuck you, we're leaving you, just like that. I think it's happened to most people that I know, right? Or I see it. It's probably happened to Casper, it's probably happened to Les, it's probably happened to KO. It's happened.
But
right?
see, the reasoning behind that we will never know.
Yeah.
And therefore, I don't want to speak on it because the artist can be like, this guy fucked me over. Then the other guy can be like, you don't know how whack this guy is to me.
Okay.
Yabo?
Yeah.
So I can never speak on that. Because if you talk to the artist, he's gonna be like, I put in so much in this nigga. If you talk to these niggas about their relationship with these artists, they're like, I young user, ufuni sauce, ufuni juice. So, and it's a story, but at the same time, it's like, you know,
It's business. We all
it's
use
business,
each other, right?
Right?
Yeah, it's supposed to grow. We use each other.